Hey everyone, my name's Ryan and I'm a former commando from the United Kingdom. Today we're going to be going through a bit of a playlist series that we're going to be starting, and it's regarding United States presidents. We're going to be going through a list of the 10 worst presidents of all time. Now, this information is not my own. It's came out of a website, and they've used different think tanks to come up with this data and compile it together, and they've came out with who they believe to be the 10 worst presidents of all time, guys. So this is going to be pretty good. I'm going to break it down into 10 small videos for you guys, because doing 10 individual ones, putting them together, is going to be too long to watch. Hopefully we can keep these videos short and sweet, but I think it's going to be pretty good. I know nothing about the United States government, and I lack a lot of information on it, which would be helpful considering I like to talk a lot about America, American culture, American military history and stuff. So yeah, we're going to get into this today, guys. If you want to support the channel, please consider joining the Patreon. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. The links is in the description for everything I've just mentioned. Let's do this. So, Zachary Taylor. Now, this guy, I've done a bit of reading on him, but we're going to get into it right now because I think it's pretty interesting stuff. So, worst president, Zachary Taylor's came out as 10. He was in power 1849 to 1850. I think he died actually whilst he was still in office. A political novice, the war hero, is entirely forgettable as a president. The thing that I've noticed with American politics is not just American politics, but in society in general. And I actually like this. Maybe it doesn't work always. We're a little bit like this in British society. If you've held a pretty high and honourable position within the military and you've done well, it kind of holds a bit of power and meat for you to get into other areas that you maybe's not that good in and maybe's not that expert in. It holds a bit of weight with it. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're good in that new position. And I think that's the case with this guy here. Zachary Taylor was more a forgettable president than a failed one. And the reason is simple. The 12th president was probably the least politically attuned man to occupy the White House in American history. Ignorant, and one might say to the point of innocence. Would you agree with that, guys? Is that something that you would understand? I know quite a lot of Americans know an awful lot about their US presidential history and stuff. I can't say I'm the same for British government and the prime ministers and stuff. I could probably rattle off about 5 or 6 names. Other than that, I'm not really attuned with it all. Now, born in Virginia and raised in Kentucky, he was a country boy and a fearless soldier who fought and commanded in major actions spanning the War of 1812. So this guy was a war hero. And the Mexican War. Jealous fellow generals mocked his lack of learning and polish. He seldom wore his uniform and was often mistaken for a farmer. So this kind of, not wanting to wear a uniform and not really adhering to certain things is basically reminds me of the spirit of the special forces in Great Britain. All right, they don't convene to the natural way of doing things in the British military. All right, they think differently. They don't have to wear the uniform the same way. They're not expected to. What they are expected to is to get the job done in whatever way possible they can, and that has to allow them to think outside the box. Okay, they're not conventional. So this man isn't conventional. Maybe he was bad at his job, but he's probably a good soldier by being that way, guys, from what I'm gathering. But no less than Abraham Lincoln praised the steady judgment that enabled him to overcome unfavourable odds in numerous battles. So this guy's a bit of a legend from a soldier standpoint. Terrible political leader, though, it seems. The Whigs saw a good thing when they picked him as their candidate in 1848, a slaveholder who defended the peculiar institution in the South. Okay, so this is where you're starting to get into the bad side of his history, okay? Yeah, he opposed its extension into new states as vigorously as he objected to the idea of secession. Some think his opposition to what became the Compromise of 1850, which began to undo the Missouri Compromise, might have precipitated the outbreak of the Civil War. Wow. If it had, Taylor would not have hesitated to take on the would-be succeeders, and his war record might have given them pause. So, in a nutshell, he's using a little bit of his military power and prowess to be able to say, hey, I've got a bit of pulling power here. It might deter people from making decisions and stuff like that, especially when we're talking in a civil war point of view. But the test never came. He died only a little more than a year into office. So, wow. So he was ranked among America's worst leaders in a previous iteration of the US News 10 Worst Presidents mythology. So this is a comprehensive list, guys. This guy here, didn't know anything about him until today. I'll be absolutely honest with you. But we're going to be doing a lot more of this. There's another 9 presidents we need to get through, and I think it's going to be good. If you want to see me release these and talk about it, because I know a lot of you guys are interested, then yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But look forward to number 2, because I was quite shocked, actually, guys. You might not be, but yeah, I'm looking forward to making that video, guys. In fact, I'm going to get on making it right now. If you do enjoy these videos, like, share, and subscribe. Please consider joining the Patreon. It really helps me out. We put ad-free, uncensored content on there. And that's it, troops. I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day.